What you gonna do?
What?
What you gonna? Waiting on you. We be chopping it up, time to back it up. It's all on you.
I was born in San Jose, California, raised in Modesto, California. I moved to Los Angeles and I've been there for about around 8 years now. Wow. It was scary because I was in my comfort zone. One freeway, one mall, bowling, and chilling. And then LA is like all these multiple freeways, different people from everywhere around the world. So it was scary, and especially to move away from my family, it was, you know, a big move for me.
Yeah, because the nightlife out there is it's
completely
all day.
different.
In my ear all week, campaigning about how you wanna get with me. Been cool for a minute and so far pretty convincing.
Right. How you like living that life? What is that life like? From going from Modesto, California to that.
It's a big change. I learned a lot of things out there. I learned that you have to be mentally strong. You can't be easily moved and influenced, because you can be easily influenced out there.
What you gonna do? What you gonna? Waiting on you. We be chopping it up, time to back it up. It's all on you. What you gonna do? We be chopping it up.
How long have you been in the music industry?
I've been in the music industry about maybe professionally 7 years.
7 years. And for 7 years, to be honest with you, like, what was the craziest thing you've ever dealt with, as far as like the worst thing, like the most experience, like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened?
Honestly, just dealing with certain people, like you said, a lot of people, a lot of disappointments, a lot of people trying to sell dreams to you. And one thing I've learned is just to not believe everything that you hear, really just to show it, you know.
Because you're a beautiful girl, and I know a lot of guys probably get at you and probably try to get at you in certain ways, promise you certain things like, oh, I'm gonna do this for you. Just when you started, you know, oh, I got a studio, I can, you know, did you have to deal with that? What was it like building through that struggle as a beautiful woman?
Man, moving to Los Angeles, I had the stars in my eyes. I was in Hollywood. I was so excited, and you know, you picture this dream and how easily you can get it, but honestly, it's not that easy. There's struggle, but every road to success is always struggle. If there's no struggle, there's no growth. So I feel like I've learned a lot along the way dealing with people, and I'm very thankful that I do have strong parents, you know, and their support. Just pretty much my friends and my family kept me grounded, and they've been so supportive and kept me focused.
How did you start doing Vine videos?
I started doing Vine videos with my friends last year. It was just last summer I started doing Vine videos. And I was just doing it for fun. I didn't expect it to blow up. I didn't have a goal like, oh, this is gonna make me famous or whatever. It honestly was something that my friends started doing, and I just hopped on it, and it just blew up. Is it halftime yet?
Just like this, okay, Liane?
Okay.
Perfect. The funny question everybody wants to know, how did you get your dad? How did you get your father to get in these videos with you?
It wasn't hard to get my dad in the videos because growing up we had a DJ company, and the DJ company my dad would always perform, and he would be impersonating celebrities. He would be a woman one day, or he would be Elvis Presley the next, so he was always involved, and I would be singing in the parties and stuff that we book. So it's nothing. When I started doing Vine videos, he was more than happy to be a part of it.
Look at that.
Did social media change your life, and in what way?
It really did change my life. It allowed me to open up a side of me where I shouldn't be afraid to let people see how goofy I am, just to be myself and not to be afraid about what people think. And just being creative, it allowed me to be more creative and to try to make things funny in 6 seconds.
Okay, and you're doing it, girl. How is your high school tour going so far?
Oh, it's going amazing. Shout out to DJ E-Man. He allowed me and gave me the opportunity to perform at the halftime shows for Power 106 All-Star charity basketball games, and it's such an amazing experience to see the kids and just to, you know, perform my music out to them.
Who is your inspiration? Like, what's your inspiration?
Honestly, my inspiration every day, like my family, my parents. I'm really close to my parents. And they inspire me to keep going, and just their love for each other, it just makes me, you know, work harder, and their love for me. And also, I mean, if you're talking about artists, I do look up, I was inspired as a child, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, just to name a few, like a lot of pop stars and R&B singers.
And what was the biggest concert you've done?
The biggest concert I've done, I was on tour for a year for an artist named Deb. She was with the Cataracts. I was her backup singer, and we do shows in Russia. We do shows in just all around the world, and that honestly.
Let's talk about that. Where are the places that I want to see through your eyes? You went to Russia. What was Russia like? Talk to me.
Man, Russia is a whole different experience. Like, it's a whole different world. And you know, we're here in LA or the Bay. We're in the Bay right now, and it's crazy to think that when you look at the world in the map, it's like you're only right here. And to experience traveling across the world and to see something that's different, the whole food, the people, it just makes you appreciate life more.
Were they rude in Russia? Were they funny?
They were just, honestly, I felt like I was in a movie.
Talk to me. What was it like?
It felt like I was in the movie Anastasia.
Okay.
It was really, really nice. The food, it's crazy. The food portions are really small, and I love to eat. So when I got my lunch, I'm like, this is it. It's like, honestly, like this big.
A lot of potatoes.
And yeah, it's just really small portions, and that made me realize like how much of like the country that we live in, it's such big portions.
Right.
And I can see why, you know,
Well, overseas, a lot of people
indulging.
are smaller. We're just over
Yeah.
these ones.
You better behave tonight.
On my worst behavior.
So besides Russia, where else have you been?
Man, where else? I've been to Puerto Rico, I've been to the Dominican Republic, I've been to Florida, Texas, pretty much all around
I'm
the
talking
States.
about overseas.
Overseas, the Philippines.
Let's talk about that. And you're a Filipino,
yes,
correct?
I am Filipino. It was my first time going to the Philippines. Shame on me because I'm Filipino. I should have gone already. But it was my first time, and it was a great opportunity to go and just perform in front of a bunch of people and just to see that country and the poor side, the rich side, just everything, that culture. I really respect everything my culture has to represent, and the food was amazing. And the crazy thing is the team that we were there with, we wanted to go to a really nice upscale Filipino restaurant. So we went to that first, and it was amazing, like top of the line, amazing Filipino food. Then the next day we wanted to go to like the real hole in the wall
traditional
Filipino food, like wherever it may be. So we went, and what it looked like was like a market, and there was all these live animals. Like there was fish, everything alive. So we didn't know what was going on, but they were giving us a tour, and there's like little, like everything's just alive. And you're just looking around like, this stuff is moving.
Live food?
And then they're like, okay, so you pick what you want, and we bring it across the street and we cook it for you. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Okay, so I stuck to shrimp and chicken.
Is that what Red Lobster got theirs with the lobster?
Maybe.
Just checking.
Maybe.
Just checking.
It was good though, and they also had candles around the food, and we're like, oh, how romantic. No, those are flies candles.
Oh,
to keep the flies away.
The beetles are about this big.
It's an experience. So we were all scared that we were gonna get sick, but we didn't. So.
But it was a blessing to get you.
It was.
Right.
It makes me thankful for
Grabbing that experience from the Philippines, going into 2015, what are we ready to do?
Man, I'm just ready to continue working. I'm ready to continue working hard and just representing the Filipinos. I know a lot of Filipinos are working hard trying to come up in the game. But just really moving forward with my music. You know, I want to be taken seriously as an artist. I work hard, and that's one thing I really want to let my followers know, that I do work hard for what I get now. You know, and I think it's worth it, you know, to work hard, and it pays off. You know, and a lot of people don't know that. They see me doing Vine videos, being funny and silly, and a lot of people only see me in that light. Oh, she's a Viner. That's all she does, and that's all she should do. And I don't want to be boxed up. You know, I've been doing music way before Vine, but I still love Vine. I'm gonna keep doing Vine, of course, but I want people to see me more as an artist.
And a question that many might ask: do you have kids, or do you plan on having any?
I have one.
Oh, that's
It's a little boy.
You have a little boy?
His name is Noah. He's my puppy.
Okay, that's a confirmation dogs count.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They're like children.
It
You have
is,
to
it
feed
is.
them, you have to change their,
This is true.
pick up their poop, same thing, and raise them.
And how old is this little?
He's only 2 months.
2
I got
months?
him like a week ago. About a week ago.
Week ago.
And- yeah, I got him about a week ago, and he's just a little fluffy thing. I made him his own Instagram, and he's actually like.
What's his Instagram? We gotta let the people
Yeah,
know.
his Instagram is Noah Palm, Noah Palm, and he's just the cutest little thing. Yeah, I love him. So that's my child. I don't have any kids.
What's
but
the biggest moment in your career so far?
the biggest moment in my career, honestly, is to see that I'm influencing people, and to see that people are recognizing me for my work, and to hear my song on the radio. So I was in the car in LA and I was driving and I heard my song on the radio and I flipped out. I took my phone out, even though it wasn't really safe to drive, and took a selfie at the same time, but I was just recording.
You were doing a selfie while driving?
And I
Hey, have you seen the billboards, don't text or selfie?
I know, but that was like, I had to do it. I had to capture that moment. So, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Since you're in this game and you're seeing, like, you know, as seeing your celebrities and whatnot, I want you to give me 2 people that if you met, you would just go starstruck crazy.
Man, Michael Jackson would have been one of them. I love Michael. Like, I would have loved to meet him. But, you know, he's in heaven now. Rest his soul. I would love to meet Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
I was a big fan of
He's a
his
good
since
dude,
he was
too.
in NSYNC.
He's solid.
I honestly, that was like my man crush growing up, the whole NSYNC. I was a big NSYNC fan. I had him on my wall and a frame.
Did you have the binder?
I did have the binder.
Okay, confirmed as a
He was
fan.
everywhere. I would write letters to them all the time. Like, I loved.
Did you get a response?
No, I didn't. You know what's funny? My dad's a pastor, and he's retired now. And I would ask my dad as a child, like, Dad, do you think that I'll ever, you know, get to meet Justin, or we would ever be together? And, you know, he can just simply be like, oh, you know, whatever. But he was like, Liane, if it's in God's will, it will happen. So I had faith in myself that I would meet him one day. And I feel that eventually, you know, it would happen.
Well, they say if you manifest it and you believe it and you
Right.
strongly believe it, it will happen.
I believe that.
And I'm going to go there. I kid you not.
Yes.
So those are the 2, but what about somebody alive? You said, Michael, give me one more. Somebody alive.
Oh man, I wanna meet the president of the United
Ooh,
States.
talk about
Obama.
it. Girl. That's right. Obama himself. Okay.
I wanna
I
meet
can
Obama.
respect that. I like that. You know, big hope. Hello.
Yes.
You have a change, okay?
Yes.
Is there any shout outs you'd like to give out?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my team, Brand X, MIDI MAFIA, Bruce Wayne, Swift, Don Dada, Troy Marshall, Yazid, Tyra, all my team, my friends, my family, my parents, my little dog Noah, and all my fans and my followers. I would not be here without your support and all the likes and comments that you guys do for me. I strongly appreciate it so much, to the bottom of my heart. I love you guys.
And where can we find you online?
You can check me out at lianev.com. That's LIANEV.com.
And I'm going to go there.
You should go
Can
there.
I get a go there drop?
You can go there. Make sure you go there. To
Go there.
lianev.com.
It's there.
You go there.
That's my girl. Give me some, baby.
Hey.
That was a great interview. We enjoyed
Thank you. Thank you so
That
much.
was up.
This is how we do it. 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 This is how